Hello, Renee. How you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. I can see you're here, but it looks like you're muted. And I don't see you either. I don't know, maybe it's an AI getting into the call. How would I know, right?
Unmute, start video. All right,
There we
everything is
go.
fine.
There we go.
Okay.
It looks like it wasn't an AI. Nice to meet you, man. How you
Hi,
doing?
nice to meet you.
Nice
Fine,
to meet
thanks.
you,
What
brother.
about you?
Nice to see you here. Well, welcome to the Self-Fit Fitness Q&A with Freelance Navigator community too. So, just so you get a hold on who are we, well, my name is Frank. I am the founder of Selfit. I work directly with tech professional. We work with tech professional. I work alongside with Jonathan Sandoval. He is also another coach of Selfit. Basically, we help tech professionals just like yourself reach their better potential, the best potential they can have physically. Because here's the thing, in the freelancing world, you are building your career, you are building your income. But one thing, one mistake that a lot of people make is not focusing or leaving their money, I mean, their health behind. So what ends up happening with all that money that they build within their career, they end up trying to rebuy that health back. What we want to do here is basically help you guys build everything together. Sustainable habits, both so you can perform as you would like to in the freelancing market, and also, keep up a healthy lifestyle that will help you in turn support all that. So that was a short introduction about myself. I concede the word to Jonathan.
Okay. You're
Hi.
Frank, right?
Yeah, my name's Frank.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Jonathan, I cannot see him, but it's fine.
He's
you
he's
can
he's
see
over
me.
here.
You can
Yeah,
see
I
me.
I already see. I already saw him.
All right, all right. So Renee, this is your first time coming to our group call, right?
Yes, this is my first time here.
Okay. Well, first of all, before moving on to talking about other topics, we wanted to let you know it's great having you here. We see that you want
Thanks.
to, we see that you not only want to move on your career, but also want to step up on other aspects of your life. For example, on terms of health, on terms of progress regarding where you at now, regarding your uh, current capacity, your energy. So right now, Rene, in your life, what is something that is very important for you to work regarding your health?
Well, most of it, well, I'm not married. I have no kids, so I live only with my mom. She's 80 years old, so I have to take care of her. She's old. I saw these ads about getting a better income, getting a better job, so that's what I subscribe. I have no problem with go running, practicing any sports is easy for me. That's easy for me. I go running sometimes, once or maybe twice a week. Sometimes I don't go in a month, but I try to retake it as quick as possible. I have no problem with my health condition. I'm fine.
That's just great. So, what are you practicing right now?
Practicing, well, I just go running. I
Uh-huh.
used to play football, soccer here in
Great.
Mexico City, and I practice a lot of basketball, tennis. I like practicing sports, but well, it's taking too much time for me now. I need to get more professional about the career, engineer career.
I
So
see.
I stopped that a
Mhm.
little, and I am studying more.
That's just fine, Renee. Knowing that you're doing something that not only enhances your body, but also keeps your mind clean, keeps your mind active. So that's
Yes, I know.
quite important. Yeah, that's quite important. We encourage you for that. And and curiously, it's kind of what we'll be talking about today. Let me share my screen. So you,
We always bring topics about what we want to share with you guys, so you guys get in some value. Uh, but actually, to begin with, we would also like to ask you, what do you feel is the biggest blocker, the biggest difficulty that you face towards staying healthy and having, a better and much more sustainable lifestyle? What do you feel?
As for me, it is I feel lazy. Go running and go playing whatever sports. I feel like I rather go sleeping. I rather eat something. But well, I transform when I'm there. Maybe running, maybe playing whatever sports.
Hmm.
I feel that I have to be the best doing that. The teams normally take me as a leader because I transform myself when I start the competition. I don't know why it happened just like that.
Hmm.
Well, I guess it's being lazy. I eat pozole that is very heavy. I like eating meat a lot. I like Coke or any beverage that is not good beverage. I cannot stop myself. I think if I eat a lot and I drink Coke, then I go running, I will do something and I'm going to compensate that. I think it's that being lazy and I like eating a lot.
all right, Rene. Thank you for being so open to let us know that. On this calls, that's what we do. We used to bring a topic to talk about. We also share our inputs and also create this environment to have a nice talk about where we are at regarding our physical goals. What are we
Okay.
doing? Because in the end, that's actually what matters. Not where we want to be, because nobody gets what people want. No, nobody gets what we want. Instead, we get what our systems allow us to get. So that's 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 an aspect that we always talk about, because in the end, that's what only matters. Our systems, our habits, and that's what is leading us to where we at right now. And it's also what is going to show us what we can be and what we also will be in the future. So I see that you practice a lot of cardio. I see
Yes.
that that's something that you love to do. And as you can see, if you can see my screen, right, you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be talking about it in terms of training for fat loss. Do you consider cardio has been helpful for you to lose fat by some
Yes,
chance,
of
by any
course.
chance?
Yes, of course. Like my
Mm-hmm.
body is like I am fatty. If I didn't practice any sport, I increase my weight. People tell me, "Oh, you look fat." Well, I normally don't look fat through all my life because I like practicing sports and doing exercise. So I know that if I didn't do that, I would be fatter. I would be in a worse health. And I'm fine. I love practicing sports. It's just that I am lazy to start doing it. But when I
Uh,
already went running, when I already am playing, I transform. I do it as
and
as good as I can.
and let me ask you something respectfully, Rene. Do you
Yeah.
consider that you're keeping fat even though you're running?
Yes. 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 I see my belly is like well because I don't. I am not
Hmm.
looking. I'm not aiming to have a good shape. I just
Yes.
like being in good health.
I'm
But yes,
sorry
I don't.
to
I don't.
I'm, I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, Renee, just for a second. Welcome, welcome, Roberto. I can see that you were trying to get in here. Uh, just wondering, because we all want to share with each other in here. How would they know that you're not one of the envoys of the AI overlords? How would I know? Can I see your face? Can I hear you here? Or are you an AI? There we go. You're not an AI. Nice to see you,
No, I'm
man.
not.
You're actually a human. Damn. God bless. Hey, welcome, welcome. By the way, go ahead, Renee. Sorry, I cut you off. I just want to welcome Roberto.
It's fine. Nice, Roberto. Nice to meet you. We're talking about practicing sports or doing cardio or things like that, and why we do think that would be a good thing or what it would be a bad thing. Yeah, is this the first time that you are here, Roberto? You have been here before?
No, I haven't here before, but this is my first time.
All right. You're
Okay.
welcome.
This is my first meeting with you guys.
So please be very welcome, both of
That's
you
it, Frank.
guys.
I like practicing sports, and I'm fine. I'm okay, and of course I can do more and practice more.
Nice. We love that. We love that, man. And like I was saying, telling to Renee, Roberto, just so you get a little bit of hold of what this call is about. Well, Jonathan and me, we work on CellFit, which is basically a fitness online coaching company that works directly with tech professionals. We work mainly with people from Latin America and the US, CEOs, CTOs, project managers, tech experts, etc., tech leaders, basically. This is a space to share with you guys, with the Selfit all and the freelance navigator community, because you guys are also in tech. We know exactly a lot of the stuff that you guys deal with. We have that type of problems or clients that have them on the day to day. Basically, the principle with this is that not only you guys build up your careers, your expertise as a freelancers and earn more money, grow up your career, but that so you also keep your health in touch with that because a lot of the times people forego their health in spite of all the conditions that they have just to focus on the money. So we want to help you guys basically reach a balance, which is totally possible. By the way, just a small clarification there. So go ahead, Jonathan.
Just before moving on with our weekly topic, I'd like to ask you, Roberto. We always talk about habits and systems to check where we are at regarding our physical state, regarding our health. So I'd like to ask you as well, what are you doing right now to take care of your health, of your systems?
All right. Well, right now, well, let me go back a little bit. I got a major surgery about 6 months ago,
Yeah.
so I'm still in processing of recovery.
Hmm.
So I stopped um, all hard training. Before that, I was started practicing MMA for about another 6 months or so. But in general, I try to eat healthy, as less sugar as possible. Guys, that yeah, just try to eat healthy most of the time. Try
Uh-huh.
to not consume alcohol. Not always possible, but yeah, in general, that's my habits.
Well, it's great knowing that you kept active. You said
Yeah,
before the surgery, and right now you're taking back to those habits, right?
well, eating healthy, I do it all the time.
Uh-huh.
Right now, I try to take long walks, at least half an hour a day.
Hmm.
Well, that's most of the thing I'm doing right now. Actually, I was taking a walk right now, and I remember the call I'm going.
Okay, that's just great, Roberto. Thank you again for your openness to let us know what you're doing right now. And that's actually what we'll be talking about today. The importance of strength training or cardio training for fat loss. And of course, we'll be talking about this for tech professionals, so that we can cover what matters the most for our community. So let's see, what is the common belief that people have when starting to lose fat, when starting to trying to lose that belly fat. So what most people say is I need to do more cardio to lose fat. That is the usual belief that people have for that. They used to believe if I sweat a lot, then that means I am burning a lot of fat, and nothing further from the truth than that. Actually, the fact that we are sweating does not mean that actually we are burning fat. It's just a common belief, but happily we are here to go over those lies, go over those beliefs of the matrix, and instead doing something that actually matters for them. So people are like, if I run 40 minutes, then that would be okay. But actually, probably you have seen this before over the streets. Probably you have seen this in any running event over your city that people are running marathons, are running 10 kilometers or even more, and you see actually fat people around running. They have this capacity of running like 10 kilometers, of running 21 kilometers, or even 42. But actually they have this belly fat yet. And they are feeling I am not getting rid of this. Why am I not losing this? And well, everything sums up to this. It's just a common belief that it's not actually helpful. It's a common belief that most people follow, and as you can see, it does not get results. They used to believe if I skip weights, then that would only make me lose less weight, and that's not what I want. So, as we can see, we have a whole bunch of beliefs that we need to get rid of. That's what matters the most in the first place. We do not only want to let you know what you need to lose fat, but what matters the most is our mindset towards this. That's what we need to work on first so that we can get rid of also what does not work in our life. Now, what happens when you only do cardio? So you actually lose weight as we all see, as we all also find out probably in our lives, is that when we start to practice this, like going to walk, like going to run, we actually lose weight. That actually matters. But as you can see, and when you check this, not only on the drugstore, but also you check this through your own body, you can find out that you not only lose weight, but you also lost the muscle. So this is something that we want to avoid because muscle is one of the most important parts of our body that keeps us healthy, that keeps us also with good energy, that also keeps us healthy. Now, what also happens when we only do cardio? Our metabolism slows down because the caloric intake that we're given to our bodies must be very high to actually cover that caloric demands that we are putting on our bodies. And as also we can see, well, we are not adding muscle to our body. We are not adding strength. And now think of the rest of what happens when we only do cardio. All of that fatigue from running day to day, uh, probably injuries coming down because of running too much. That is usual regarding our fit health and many other aspects that we can also count on when we talk about only doing cardio. So first we need to focus on what does not work so we can get rid of. Renee, by any chance, is this something that you have seen when running, when playing football, that you see fat people playing and they actually can play. But as you can see, they have been keeping fat for a long time. Is that something that you have seen?
Yes, I was told when I was young. Look, this sport maybe in Mexico, soccer. You're going to see that like Maradona. You're going to see that many people that is fat that has a fatty body, but they are just a little. They're just a few. Most of them are in good shape. But yes, of course, I have seen not really people that run a marathon, 42 kilometers. I
Uh-huh.
haven't seen any fat guy there, but I mean, it's not that weird as you are saying. Yes, it's not that. It's not that.
I mean, it's
Uh,
possible. I mean, it's
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Probably it's not usual. Probably it's not usual, but it's possible.
yeah.
Seeing some people with really serious belly fat running kilometers and kilometers, but not losing that fat that actually is what people want to get rid of. So let's move on.
Normally, yeah, normally.
Uh-huh. Let's move on talking about what can we do to then prevent this from happening. Let's see what happens when we actually do strength training. So we start to gain muscle. That means our metabolism goes up. What does this mean? That when our metabolism gets to a point where we need too much caloric intake, that means it's not the same like consuming, for example, 500 calories a day when your metabolism is all the way down. Then when your metabolism is all the way up, because burning those 500 calories would be way much easier when your metabolism is up. So this is an advantage that muscle gives us. Our metabolism is all the way up, so burning fat is way much easier. But what's next? Better insulin sensitivity. So when we only focus on burning fat and doing cardio, we are only going through the wrong direction because we don't only want to take care of that, we also want to take care of our hormones, of the rest of our body that serves for this purpose. So why does this matter? What would it matter to have a better insulin sensitivity? Because with this, we can prevent ourselves from diabetes. Not only that, we can also get better advantage from the carbs we're consuming. We can also take better advantage of the protein we're consuming and also the fats that our body uses. If our body can use these carbs as fuel, then our bodies will be using it. But if we only lose insulin sensitivity, then our bodies cannot take advantage of those nutrients that we're consuming day to day. Now, what else happens? Our body burns when we are sleeping, which might sound crazy, but it's just another one of the benefits of gaining muscle. Why so? Because our body uses three systems as energy. Let's begin by creatine. That is the first system that our body uses as the energy. The second one is carbs, and the third one is fat. And that is what actually we are using right now as energy. Right now we are using the fat that is accumulated from what we eat and from what we consume so that our bodies just uses fat when we are at this heart frequency. What happens if we increase that heart frequency a little more? We'll be using carbs. For example, that's what happened when we actually do cardio. We're using carbs as energy. But right now that we are like only paying attention to what's happening on the meeting, probably checking some notifications, checking some messages from family, from projects around. Right now, our heart frequency allows us to use fat to use it as energy. And since our metabolism is all the way up, that allows us to use this fat as energy when we are sleeping as well. And of course, as we have been talking about it, this is our body now is a machine that burns fat 24/7. Now, what can we do if that might be an issue for us? For example, Rene, that was saying sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I have to also take care of what I eat. And that also, of course, takes time. That might create friction somehow because now you're in the restaurant and you're thinking what actually works, what is some food that I must totally avoid, and many other habits that we need to implement. And now we know that we also need the strength training. So that might be a lot, that might be overwhelming. And we need better system so that we do not lose those habits. What can we do then? And this is something that we work with our clients. This is something that we also apply in our lives so that we can have also those habits that allow us to keep that metabolism all the way up, that allow us to keep that muscle to be healthy. So we might start with a simple split of strength training during 3 days of the week. Why full body? Because this allow us to focus on different parts of our body in terms of functionality, in terms of mobility, that actually is what creates that muscle, that muscle that we need for our health. That's what allow us to also not only keep that muscle, but also increase it in every part of our bodies. And what to do next? Then best would be taking the time of our schedules, because if we do not do so, it will never happen. If you just say, I will probably walk around any time of the day. I will take the time to walk like probably in the afternoon. But if you leave it to that maybe, it will never happen. So what do? We take the time to actually walk, to purposely walk during around 30 to 45 minutes. Why so? Because working on that zone 2 cardio, which is around 60 to 70% of our maximum heart rates, allow us to burn fat. So that's a simple split that we can apply in case you have little time to focus on your training. And actually that's something understandable because we all have projects to work on. We all have deadlines to work towards too. And now, how do we work? Because there will never be a perfect time. What do? We schedule that is strength training 3 times a week, and then we focus on walking 30 to 45 minutes on that zone 2 cardio every day. So as you can see, no running is required. Running is a good sport. Running is a good exercise, a good habit. But actually, that works if you actually enjoy running. If you want to focus on many other aspects, for example, your health, for example, increase in muscle, that wouldn't be the best for these goals. But instead, we want to focus on these two aspects, in strength training and just cardio on zone 2. Running is not bad. However, this is not what we want to focus since we have not much time to train. Running requires a whole new routine, a whole new practices to actually get better and better, to get better marks on your time. And that's okay if you want to do just soul running, because that seems to be something you love to do. However, we also want to suggest, we also want to say to you that this is something that you might want to apply for your life. This is something that you require also to be this healthy. And that starts by increasing your muscle. Now, what can you apply from today? As we were checking, Renee, we need to first work on that mindset. We need to drop that belief that cardio is always the most important regarding losing fat. It's not. It's been proven by many scientific studies that strength training is what matters the most when losing fat. So beginning by that mindset, then we need, as we check over our this presentation, we need to focus on our schedule and lock in 3 fixed days for that strength training. Right when we already have those 3 days for strength training, then we can now say, for example, it would be great if I can walk during the morning, if I can walk the dog, if I can walk with my children, with my family, and also get some sun. Now we are stacking habits. That's something super important that we do with our customer, with our clients, and also with our community, so that we can use that time the best. Now we are not only walking to burn fat, we are also getting light that helps circadian cycle. We are also getting some social activity that keeps us healthy as well. And we are also getting better bonds with our family. So all of that summing up will get us to those results. And that's what, as we can see, matters the most. First, we need to focus on what is the state I'm right now regarding my muscle. And then we can focus on, well, now I can do more cardio. And as you can see, cardio makes you lighter. Cardio actually matters, but it's not what matters the most. And strength is what makes you capable of reaching these goals, of reaching this health. And just to end up, what do we want to work on right now? We want to work on not to lose the body that we already have, but we want to work towards build that body that is that person that we see in the mirror every morning. That one person that has that income, that one person that has that company, that one person that is a leader for his family. So we want to work towards that. And we do not want to shrink. We want to build towards that mindset and then that body. So that's what we have for you, Rene. What do you think
Okay.
about it now that
I
we have talked
haven't,
about these benefits?
yeah, I haven't seen it like that. I like walking also, and I walk a lot, but I was just more focusing on go running or go jogging.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like
Mm.
also walking.
And you know, Rene,
And yes, it
just
that's
to
that line
uh-huh.
about focusing more on building than like doing exercise or walking or go running. I guess building is what we should focus more on.
And you know, Rene, just to add up some more, again, running is fine. Running is something that gives you lots of mental clarity
Yeah.
that keeps you active as well. So it's very great exercise. But now that you know this, now that you know that what matters the most when your health is muscle, it's also what you must focus on right now. Okay,
Okay.
Frank?
Basically, what you can do and the best thing that you can do, uh, and people always ask us, Rene, let me let me give you a little bit of insights because people will always ask, what is the best exercise for cardio that I can do? What is the best thing that I can do here? Whatever. The first thing is knowing that resistance training should be a priority, first and foremost. And then after, if you've done that, and you got some time, whatever it is you want to implement in your life, the best thing would always be what you can do tomorrow. What does that mean? What does that entail? Doing what you can do tomorrow that's moving the needle towards progress means that's something sustainable, that you're able to do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, you're going to be able to do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, you're going to be able to do it tomorrow. It's basically a principle of continuum. So, whenever people are asking us, what is the best, this and that, we always tell them, we always aim for sustainability. Whatever is the best is what you can do tomorrow. So, the one thing that I will tell you, Rene, that is crucial for this is always doing something. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. If you do something, at least you're progressing somewhat towards a goal. But if you don't do anything, you will still stay in zero. And here's the thing: the average man is fat. The average man is overweight. The average man is not happy with his life. The average man craves the fucking weekend because they hate their Monday to Friday so very much that they just want to get out of it because their life is miserable in all ways. In all ways. Even at the job, there's people that are not happy with what they have as a work, that they see themselves in the mirror and they realize, okay, that's why what they don't realize is that this is why people don't respect me. Because not only I don't represent any any discipline at all. But I myself have forgone all respect for my own self. Because here's the thing, Rene. Whenever you say that you're going to do something and you don't do it, sure, that's fine. You can let it slide. But what happens is that your subconscious mind, which is down there, which is proven to be the main supercomputer of the human mind, once the subconscious mind is affected with something so little like that, it erodes your vision. It teaches you that you are someone who can skip, who can keep, jumping out of the responsibilities, who can just get an excuse out of it. So, the one thing that you should do and the one thing that you should focus right now is rewiring your own mind with stuff that you can do right now. We can go technical about the exercises, this and that, there's definitely technicalities to it. But the most important, Rene, is to always start and start doing something so little that you can keep doing it. And then you work your way towards building more habits and more training. For example, more walking. Staying consistent is key. This is what I would tell you. Aim for what you can do tomorrow, and you will be able to sustain a better life. You'll be feeling a lot better. You'll be looking a lot better. And people that look at you will actually be inspired and give you this direct respect. Because let me tell you something. You probably don't know a lot of my backstory. I was 105 kilograms like 7 years ago. Right now, I'm 78 kilograms on the best shape of my life. People treat you differently inherently. It's not about their way of being, it's not that they're bad persons, it's not that they're superficial. It's a natural human instinct to recognize the people that are incapable of being competent. If you are out of shape, what does that entail for other people? That you are incompetent of keeping your own health in check. So even that, even the way people perceive you on your own performance at work will have an impact. It's crazy. Because whenever people see and they want to work with someone, sure, there's technicalities that they will go to. But if the first impression would be a fat dude against a dude that takes care of himself, the first impression will always be won by the dude that takes care of himself. So that also helps him win more money, earn more money, develop his career better. In the end, that is what I can tell you. Is the cold, hard reality. I don't like to speak in funny words. I don't like to speak in lies. I don't like to sweeten words. I like to speak the crude reality, how it is, how it should be. Because that, in the end, is what gives you the best perspective for you to take action. This is what I can tell you. Right now, whatever it is that you're doing right now, keep doing it, man. You're killing it. Good stuff. Keep advancing day to day. Focus on sustainability because that is what will set you apart from your old self or from whatever it is that you don't want to reach, like the average man. I know you don't want to be average, or do you?
Yeah, of course not.
Exactly. If you don't want to be average, what you got to do? Stuff that sets you apart from the average people. Because if you do what's average, what average people do, what you're going to end up? Average. Basically, that is what you can tell you. The mentality of a warrior is built out in the battlefield. It starts with small conflicts and builds up to massive wars. But before, you gotta stay in those trenches. You gotta stay consistent and you gotta build yourself up. By consistency, I mean whatever it is you can do today, in regards of exercise, in regards of, moving, staying active, everything adds up, man. That's what I can tell you. Right now, if you're doing something, keep doing it. Keep killing it. Add more to it. Do not stay yourself stagnant. Because as a man, even you can even you can sense it. As a man, whenever you stay in the same place that you're at, you lose purpose. Have you ever felt that whenever you stay at a plateau in which you don't progress, you start to feel bad because you don't see any progress? Or you've never felt that?
Yes, of course. You see that others can do better, can achieve more, and you didn't do what you had to do. So you are like being left behind.
Exactly. And here's the thing. You can go ahead and take the easy way and blame your circumstances. Blame the way you were born. Blame the way family you were born. You can go that route. Or you can go the self accountability route and say, I was put in this position. Despite all my difficulties, I'm going to make it out because I am a fucking warrior and I don't give a fuck where I come from. I know where I'm going to. That's all that matters. That is the true mentality of a killer. Not everybody's meant for this. A lot of people get scared with these hard words because they despise reality. Reality teaches them and presents them a situation that they are not content with. So then what do? They drug themselves on the weekend. They want to escape. They want that escape because the day to day is miserable. That gives you a perspective on what it is that will set you apart. Because I know, Rene, you don't want to be average. That's why you're here. That's why you got into freelance navigator. You don't want to be average. You're going to improve. You have that drive. Don't let it slide. Do a favor to yourself and earn that own warrior title because you got it in you from what you're telling me in here. Now, it's time to just make it happen, man.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Frank. They say in Japan, you almost never see a fat Japanese. Of course, there are, but there are too little. They say, why am I going to make you a manager if you cannot even control your weight? So it's all together.
I mean, there's company policies. There's definitely companies that are a lot more, tolerant in that stuff. But I have the ideology, that same ideology that you say. If you are fat, the Japanese have it clear, and they're not getting canceled. If you are fat, if you are out of shape, how? Well, at least fat. If you are fat, if you're overweight, if you can't control what you eat, you can't control yourself for anything else. That is a very based and very realistic affirmation. But yeah, pretty much, Rene. I don't know if you have any other questions or any other concerns right now, man, that we can help you
No,
with.
no, not really. I'm fine. Thanks for the chat.
No problem, man. And we also want to tell you, you're always welcome each and every Monday, 5 p.m. Mexico City time. It's the same time
Yeah,
from Costa Rica. Uh, and like this space is also so even you guys can even practice your English. It's always good to have a space where you can practice another language that you can even you don't really use that often. At least in our day to days. If we are
yeah.
in countries from Latin America. So even for that, even for all the value that you can get from here, because we work with tech professionals, like we said, in our own program, and we usually charge between $2,000 to $5,000. You're getting all this value completely for free, and you're always going to be getting it for free. So it
Thanks.
is up to you whether you want to make use of it or not. Again, thank you for coming, man. Hope to see you soon too, next Monday.
Thanks to you, Frank. Okay. Bye, Jonathan.
Have a
We
good
went
See
evening,
you,
to
Rene.
Rene. Bye bye.
hi. Have a good